I know he's going to have some fun interviews for us. And Bronco Billy Wright is going to be back with us on Friday.
Good.
In fact, on Friday, I think we're going to have Tom Flores on the show, too.
Well, that'll be nice. The former Raiders coach.
That's the guy, 4-time Super Bowl winner. That should be in the Hall of Fame in Canton.
I can't believe he's not.
How is he not there?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. But, you know, we also have a
John
guest.
Madden got one Super Bowl, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
Right. Yeah, I know. I have a real problem with this, and I hope. Look, Tom is a great guy. He's one of the nicest humans I've ever known.
Yeah.
He's that good of a guy off the field. I've never seen anybody just stop and talk to everybody, regardless of who it is. He's very gracious. And, you know, we hear stories about that. You know, actually, we don't hear that about guys like Pete Rose.
Right?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But, no, we hear it about a lot of guys, but I've seen it on multiple occasions, and Tom is that guy. I mean, if he had the white hair or the beard, he'd be Santa Claus.
Right.
Really, he's just that guy. So anyway, let's shift this a little bit. Now we have a guest with us. We have Larry on the phone with us as well. Larry from Las Vegas. How are you?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Life is great. Life is great. We have a funny story with John McEnroe, and let's get everybody's opinion. Let's go around the horn on it, and let's play the audio first for it.
This is good stuff. You want to set it up or just play?
No,
it?
you go ahead and play it.
Okay. Here it is. John McEnroe, you be the judge.
Let's talk about Serena Williams. You say she is the best female player in the world in the book.
Best female player ever, no question.
Some wouldn't qualify it. Some would say she's the best player in the world.
Play the John name.
Oh, she's not. You mean the best player in the world? Period.
Yeah, best tennis player in the world. You know, why say female player?
Well, because if she played the men's circuit, she'd be like 700 in the world.
You think so?
Yeah. That doesn't mean I don't think Serena's like an incredible player.
Well, after those comments, McEnroe was heavily criticized on social media. Joe Namath's still with us. He's smiling, he's laughing. What's your comment?
I love John. I think he's wonderful, and that's John. He's believing. I'm not going to argue with him, but I'm a Serena fan. You know, I loved watching her over the years, but being a male and knowing the difference in speed and quickness and, you know, strength, I'm not going to argue with John.
There it is.
That's hilarious. Yeah. That's hilarious. All right. Oh, let's let our guest, Larry from Las Vegas, chime in on this one first.
It's hard to, you know, I mean, anybody can say somebody's number 700 or whatever. I think there's a lot about power and quickness that McEnroe says, and he's right about. But the truth of it is that this is she, number one, she's over 6 feet tall. She's a big girl, quick, and she, you know, I think she would do very well on the men's circuit. And I think 700 is being unkind to her.
I think, well, I'm looking at another individual sport, and I remember there actually was a female. She was 16 years old. I'm talking about Michelle Wie attempting to golf in a PGA tournament. And there was a lot of hype with Michelle because she was just a teenager, and she was just knocking the ball very far down, and a lot of people said that she could compete on, that's how good she was, because she was this child prodigy. She went out there and she didn't make the cut in the first 2 days and really was intimidated by these big hitters on the PGA Tour. So I think Serena, she is a big woman, but I wouldn't diss her as much as 700, but she would not be Serena Williams on the men's tour. There's no way.
I don't think she would be the #1 player in the world in tennis. That's for sure. I mean, how's she going to beat Nadal?
Right.
I mean, you know, look, if you're gonna try to play against the best, or if you're gonna say that you're the best or whatnot, fine, play the best, and let's see if you actually are the best.
Do you think she could beat a retired tennis male player?
It doesn't matter.
Remember Billie Jean King going up against Bobby Riggs many years ago?
Yeah, but the
battle
stuff,
of the sexes.
Yeah, that's all exhibition stuff. I want to see real competitive in the tournament for the big money, for the big prize, so you can really see who's the best tennis player. I mean, let's face it, if Serena is that good, why not put the best women's player against the best men's player? And I think Nadal is the best men's player at this point.
Right. But my point is, you could bring somebody back like Andre Agassi, who retired I don't know how many years ago.
She could probably beat him,
and he could be competitive against her.
Right,
And she's currently on the tour.
Isn't he 88 years old now?
He's like 45. He's like 10 years younger than me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did I think he was at least 94?
Yeah.
That means you're 104. I don't know, Larry. Are you a tennis player?
I'm not a tennis player, but I follow it, and I think that's interesting. You know, if you had I'd say Agassi against Serena, I think Serena would beat him.
I do too. I mean, let's face it. She's still playing. She's still winning. You know, Agassi is still playing casually, but he's not playing competitively in tournaments. I mean, look, you have to pin prime against prime. That's the only way you're going to find out where they actually rank, because even in that 700 ranked statement that McEnroe had, it's still against players that are playing every day competitively.
Well,
Exactly.
the reason that number sounds like it's so large is there's just a minute difference between the number 50 player and, let's say, the number 200 player. That's really, I mean, that's the way it is.
Well, now we have that in boxing too, and I know Kid Dynamite likes to box, and
Right.
we see the very same thing. I mean, between your number 11th ranked fighter and all the way down to your number 100th ranked fighter. I mean, what is the real difference? A lot of them have fought the same boxers, right? And maybe one has gone an extra 10 seconds in a fight against somebody else, and that knocked them down 50 spots in the rankings.
Exactly.
Right? So Kid Dynamite doesn't have a lot of words today.
But
Come on, man.
I think Serena could demolish some of those guys.
Well, I think she could too, but
Honestly.
700 is
probably,
it's a funny
yeah, she
statement.
could probably beat somebody
Right. I just don't know the rankings
She could beat
between
somebody.
on the tour.
I don't know about that, but it isn't. But now she's carrying a baby too,
That's right.
right? So that puts her at another disadvantage, right? So maybe now she's moving a little bit slower.
I'm assuming when she's at 100%, because if there were a disabled list, she would be on it right now.
The tennis disabled list.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that one. Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't know. Well, let's kind of continue this. Maybe we'll wrap that up on the other side here at the Sports Circus with our tennis dialogue.
Do you have any questions about legal issues? Have you ever been stopped by a police officer and issued a ticket that you're scared to deal with? Have you ever been in trouble with the law and don't know what to do? Do you have a will or power of attorney question? Is your home being foreclosed upon and you don't know where to turn? Maybe you were given a contract that you don't understand. For freedom and a worry-free solution, call for Legal Shield today at 213-245-1305. It's that simple. You will have access to high-quality law firms that will fight for you for less than $1 a day. Peace of mind is just a call away. That's for Legal Shield. Call 213-245-1305 or visit us at nocourt.us. It's justice for all and not justice for some. So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk show? Many of us have been told that, but we don't know how to get started. It's easier than you think. Let the pros at Cali Vegas give you a free talent evaluation. Call 949-445-1119 and learn how quickly you can create, produce, and host your very own talk show. Imagine not having to sit in traffic every day, commuting back and forth to the same old boring job. Get started in television or radio today with your free talent evaluation from Cali Vegas. Call 949-445-1119 or visit them online at calivegas.com. Make your dream come true today and create your new career and learn how to become a television or radio star with the help of Cali Vegas. 949-445-1119. Call now.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Do you know where you are? Well, you've done it now. You're listening to KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station. So expect the unexpected.
This segment is brought to you by Legal Shield, providing legal protection whenever you need it. Do you like to drive fast? Do you like to talk on the cell phone or text when you're driving? Maybe you're a victim. Maybe you need maybe you need a lawyer for another issue. Are you a victim of identity theft? You'll never know what's around the corner. Give Legal Shield a call and have peace of mind for less than $1 a day. That's Legal Shield. 213-245-1305. Call them today.
Or go to nocourt.us.
Did I forget it the first time?
There it is. There it is.
I looked ahead this time.
Okay.
I looked ahead too far that time.
So, folks, that read was supposed to be, this segment is brought to you by Legal Shield, providing legal protection whenever you need it. Maybe you like to drive fast or talk on the phone when you're driving. Maybe somebody gave you a contract you don't understand, or you need a lawyer for something else. Don't worry about the copy. He's looking over here and reading over my shoulder.
I didn't see that.
Right? Of course you didn't. You never know what's around the corner. Give Legal Shield a call at 213-245-1305 and have peace of mind for less than $1 a day. That's Legal Shield, 213-245-1305, or go to nocourt.us.
Here we go.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so that would be the read for Legal Shield. So back to the tennis real quick. You know, I'm not much of a betting guy, and I know Larry, our guest, you know, once in a while you'll venture into the sports book and you'll bet on something, right?
I do.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I would really bet on the McEnroe versus Serena Williams. I would love to see actually an exhibition match between them. Can you see McEnroe yelling and screaming after every ball that was counted out against him? That would be great.
That would be fun.
I would like that. But I don't know if I would bet, because especially if I was in Illinois, I wouldn't bet if I was at one of the casinos there, or I wouldn't even buy a Powerball ticket because they can't pay him.
But that wouldn't be fair either, because McEnroe, I mean, he's even older than Andre Agassi.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, he's popping off a little bit, so he's going to have to back it up. Wouldn't you agree?
I suppose he could, but again, that still wouldn't be fair. He's talking about she wouldn't be beating anybody on the tour today.
Agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Have we exhausted ourselves with tennis today?
Yeah.
Let's
move on.
Folks, we don't talk about tennis. For all you people sitting on the 215 and the 15 and the 60 and, well, the 210 and the 10 and whatever, pick your favorite freeway. You don't want to hear about tennis right now, do you?
No.
I can't hear him. Okay, great. All right. So I think we had you had a topic you wanted to talk about.
Well, we've got the All-Star game coming up. And in baseball, of course, remember they had the tie a few years ago, and a lot of people were upset about the Midsummer Classic. But I think of all of the All-Star games in the four major sports, baseball still, I think, has the most competitive of all of the the Midsummer Classic. Wouldn't you agree that they have the best All-Star game in basketball, the NFL, and the NHL?
Well, it's the only one that's relevant because there's actually something on the line for it. And honestly, I like it that they're playing for something. The record is the record as far as, at the end of the year, home field advantage, whatever. But this actually shows a team group effort with the whole league, not just a team itself. Right. And that's the piece that I like about it. I like that it's competitive. The hockey puts you to sleep. There's no defense. Basketball is just an exhibition. It's disgusting.
Right.
And the NFL, nobody wants to hit anybody. It's just they pussified the All-Star games as far as the other sports go.
Right. And with baseball, you've got guys that can play together for a couple of days in practice and kind of build some chemistry. You can't do that in the NFL or any of the other games that we talked about.
Right. Larry the guest, let me ask you a question. If you were playing baseball and you're playing for a big contract, would you want to participate in an exhibition game that you could get hurt in, but knowing, even if you're on a cellar-dwelling team, that your team could be, you could actually find yourself out of a contract because you could have got hurt in an exhibition game?
Well, that's true with any game, not just an exhibition game. It could be any game of the year. But the answer is I think people play for the top. In the World Series and the All-Star game are that. And unlike you guys said about the NBA or the NFL is, they're probably not even going to have it in the future. But in baseball, I think everybody wants to be selected for the All-Star. It's done by the fans, and they want to be selected. they want to play in the game. So the answer is definitely.
Well, a lot of their contracts, don't forget, they have all-star implications in it too. So they get bonuses if they do make the all-star team.
Now, I remember a few years ago, Barry Larkin, former Cincinnati Reds shortstop.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's the Reds.
Well, but here's the rest of the story, because they were having a throwing contest, and he hurt himself. And that's what you certainly don't want to do. Not only does it make you unavailable, who knows, for a period of time for your team in a week or so after the All-Star game, but it could ruin your career. I mean, look at Ray Fosse. Speaking of Reds, Pete Rose sliding in there, and we all remember the visual of Pete Rose hitting Ray Fosse. He was never the same ever since. So was that overzealousness by Pete Rose, or was that fair and square?
That's fair and square. You're part of the game. It's part of the game. You accepted the invitation to the All-Star game. Right?
So play 100%.
You didn't have to, you always play 100% no matter what. Could be your last game.
Is that a dirty play, though?
No.
No, I don't see it as that either.
Not for a second. Larry, what do you think?
No, totally agree. It wasn't a dirty play. As you said, it's part of the game. I mean, I know a lot of the controversy with, what happened. I remember the play vividly, but he played hard. He played to win, and that was the end result.
Now, Larry is a Fresno State guy. Speaking of baseball, I know he's very excited about what's going on with Aaron Judge. Isn't that right, Larry?
I am.
And every time we speak, there's always a Fresno State theme, just like with Super Cool Guy over here and the Cincinnati Reds. So give us your 30-second on the superstars from Fresno State.
Well, very proud of Paul George, Derek Carr, what a fine guy he is, and Aaron Judge. I mean, and Fresno State has had a rich history from Henry Ellard, Trent Dilfer, a bunch of guys. A very rich history for being a mid-major, and I'm very proud to be from that area.
Well, and you know what's impressive about the people you mentioned? They were not media distractions. They really aren't.
Very true.
Yeah, they're not trouble. I mean, certain places produce trouble, and I won't go into that right now because Jim's still here, and I'll wait till he goes bowling.
Oh, yeah, he's going to have control of the board.
That's right. But, there are certain schools that produce quality people that just happen to be excellent athletes, right?
Right. No, absolutely. And, you look at some of the schools, and they always seem to produce a lot of good people, like you said. I mean, and there's more to an athlete than just being a star player out there on the field. I've always looked at an athlete as a role model. And I always looked up to them. The Johnny Benches and Joe Morgans of the world. Yeah, but you know what I mean, because there's more to being a celebrity or a role model for people than just being a good baseball player or whatever. Don't you agree, Malik?
Right. I agree 100%. That's the first person that I ever really looked up to was probably Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, LeBron James.
Right.
All of them. So I feel like they are the role models, and kids look at all
right.
that. Right.
And you never saw Michael Jordan. He never did anything like a Colin Kaepernick is doing. Even if he felt like making a political stance or whatever, he never talked about.
I like the LeBron James route. Instead of he went and sent kids to college. He did
right.
Even though Kaepernick he has provided for other places.
Yep.
But I understand the situation of why people are upset about that.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Especially if you're a military person. Or if you've spent, Sal's holding up a LeBron picture. LeBron's crying.
Somebody got a tattoo with LeBron crying on his leg.
Oh my God,
that's great.
Oh no, I don't. No.
Oh no.
That's not good.
That's great. It says the quote is "Man's leg tattoo, a tribute to NBA's biggest crybaby legend of all time."
Yeah, that leg is going to snap next week.
Yeah.
Larry, don't you have? Isn't that your tattoo?
Yeah, I mean, not so much about you look at who's been good for the game, whatever game it is, and who's been bad for the game or a distraction. Okay, I mean, so you look at some of these guys, and there's people that would like to be in the Hall of Fame, but they were good players, but they were a distraction to their team and the league, or gotten in trouble. And the media, as sort of makes a big deal out of their habits or their problems. But I will tell you that I think being a good person, doing what you were doing. I mean, you're making a lot of money for playing a game. Why not enjoy it and make everybody happy around you?
Well, think about this, Larry. You're driving your car probably on the 15 right now, like a bunch of other of our listeners. Well, think about this. You're making everybody happy by being on the radio right now and participating with our show, right? I mean, what are the odds of that?
I'm the lucky one.
It is Vegas, right? Yeah, you never know what the odds are. Right. So, hey guys, let's kind of pick up on that LeBron tattoo thing for just a second. And it's not really the wisest thing, I think, for somebody to put his picture as a crybaby on his leg. I won't mention the kid's name that did it, but look at how many people, as soon as they see that leg, if he goes into the wrong part of town, just like you said, Malik, they're going to snap his leg.
Snap it right off.
I think so. I really believe that.
Never go to Cleveland.
No, unless they trade him, right? And he said, "quote I will never play for the Clippers."
Who, LeBron?
Yeah, he had said that.
He already said that?
Yeah, that was a quote. I read that quote today.
Why would you want to play for the Clippers?
Why wouldn't you?
They haven't won.
It doesn't matter. Oh, here we go.
I'm just saying.
Oh, so you hear that bat? That's a bat to his head right now.
Sorry, Lenny. I mean, if they do ever come to Las Vegas, then 100% come on.
Look at now he's reeling. But come on, man, flip flop.
LeBron put a lot of pressure.
Sound somewhere.
If it's for Las Vegas, I love it.
He put a lot of pressure on himself by going back to Cleveland and saying, "Hey, I am going to win you a championship." It's been 50 years since the city of Cleveland has been able to celebrate, and they see Pittsburgh down the road. I don't know how many celebrations they've had in the same amount of time.
Yeah, well, Larry's a big Cleveland Browns fan. Isn't that right, Larry?
I am.
All right. Well, Larry, I'll tell you what. We'll get your input on the Cleveland Browns when we come back here at the Sports Circus in just a few minutes. Hold on. We got 15 seconds, so I'm going to say that again. When we come back here in just a few minutes here at the Sports Circus, we'll see you in a few.
Attention men and women between the ages of 18 and 65. If you suffer from excessive hair loss, thinning, or balding, write down this important phone number, 702-978-8008. The Doctors of Hair Clinic has medical experts to determine the cause of your hair loss and provide the best solution to help you restore your hair and confidence. Using state-of-the-art FDA-approved technologies, Doctors of Hair can regrow or restore your areas of hair loss, offering cool laser therapy, neograft hair transplant, and platelet-rich plasma. Doctors of Hair will find the right solution for you. No drugs, no linear scarring, no regrets. Call us today at 702-978-8008 and let the compassionate medical experts evaluate you with a free consultation. A natural head of hair is just a phone call away. Call Doctors of Hair, 702-978-8008. That's 702-978-8008. Or visit us online at doctorsofhair.com. Doctors of Hair, your experts in hair restoration.
Sparkle like a fireworks this 4th of July at Real Results Downtown Charity Workout, benefiting the Center, a nonprofit organization serving the LGBTQ community. Wear red, white, and blue and get ready for inspired training. The event is a perfect start to an already fun holiday with a live DJ, vendors, healthy treats, and raffle prizes. A $10 minimum donation will be collected at the door. Get there early for a free swag bag. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. Pre-register at www.realresultsfitness.com.
Are you a small business owner or pursuing the dream of starting your own company? Do you know where to start or how to grow that existing business? The American Business Trust Company has the answers you need. The American Business Trust Company can help you with startup capital, business strategy, sales and marketing, and establishing your company with a physical location or on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea, the American Business Trust Company can help with the rest. For a free evaluation, you may visit them online at abtrustco.com. That's ABTRUSTCO.com, or call them at 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company, 657-600-1876. Call them today. They can help your business right away. So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk show? Many of us have been told that, but we don't know how to get started. It's easier than you think. Let the pros at Cali Vegas give you a free talent evaluation. Call 949-445-1119 and learn how quickly you can create, produce, and host your very own talk show. Imagine not having to sit in traffic every day, commuting back and forth to the same old boring job. Get started in television or radio today with your free talent evaluation from Cali Vegas. Call 949-445-1119 or visit them online at calivegas.com. Make your dream come true today and create your new career and learn how to become a television or radio star with the help of Cali Vegas. 949-445-1119. Call now.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. This segment is brought to you by the American Business Trust Company, specializing in startup consulting, sales and marketing, corporate strategy, and investment capital. Visit them online at abtrustco.com or call 657-600-1876 for all your business needs. I am your ringmaster and host, Sal Tozzolino. I'm here with super cool guy, producer Jim.
Good afternoon.
And we already said that once. We'll say it again. Actually, it's good evening now.
Oh, it is?
It is. Well, it's after 5.
Not in Hawaii, it's not.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, sorry, everybody over there. Aloha! Yeah. And Kid Dynamite, we have him as well.
What's going on?
And we actually have a guest on the line. Larry from Las Vegas has stuck in traffic, I think, on the 15. Are you there, Larry?
Very true.
Okay, all right. Great news. So, hey, guys, you want to hear something really ridiculous? And I mean ridiculous. Are you ready for this? It was an MMA fight. I'm going to read this. This came from, I think it was ESPN. It says, the fight this might be the most disgusting and embarrassing thing that has ever happened to an athlete ever. During last night's UFC OK City event, fans couldn't help but notice a strange substance in the octagon that appeared right after Felice Herrig choked Justine Kish. Most believe it to be poop that spilled out of Kish. How disgusting.
Not good.
And I have a picture on the of the ring or of the octagon, and it has those wonderful stains that nobody wants to see. Isn't that recrapulous?
And there's no doubt what it is, because that's like the only thing that comes out of your body that's that color, and it's and it's all over the place. And there you are. Yeah, well, that's the point.
Right in front of me.
That's the point.
I feel bad.
It's radio. We're trying to paint the picture. We'll paint. What is it? There's like 3 little stains there on the canvas.
Okay, so let me throw a question out there. We're going to go around the horn on this. What in your life has happened to you that has virtually scared the poop out of you? Producer Jim.
Well, I was in 4-H back in Ohio, where I grew up. And we had all our horses. You know, we would go to the county fair. That was the big payoff at the end of the year. Well, we were practicing, and I was riding, and my saddle, apparently when I was tightening the girth, my horse was holding its breath. So I didn't get the saddle as tight as I thought it was. It was loose. And I started falling off the horse, and the horse was literally dragging me for about 50 feet. And I'm 14 years old, and I'm in front of all my peers.
Didn't that happen in Animal House?
It may have, but that was one of the most embarrassing moments. I don't know what that noise was from Larry's end of it there, but I potted him down.
His phone's growling at us.
Yeah, I think so. But that was it scared the stuff out of me right there, because I was being dragged and there was no way to smoothly get out of that situation.
Larry, what in the world have you been in that has scared the poop out of you?
Well, when I lived in Santa Ana, California, and I decided to mouth off the police officers in the police station. And I got in a fist fight with 4 police officers right in the police station.
What?
And they took me, and that's a fact. And they took me apart. I spent 12 days in jail for that one when I was 18 years old.
Wow. All right, Kid Dynamite, what do you got?
I ain't never been in no fist fight with the police, but probably when I went to Disneyland for the first time, I was like 18, yeah. And I think they had like the Hotel of Terror or something. It was a big looked like a real big hotel. And as we're going up, one of the people who went up there with me was like, we got to the top, and she got right off. And I'm like, she was so scared she just got off before we even got on the ride. So I'm thinking, it's going to be like a little cool thing. They try to scare us and everything. I don't know how many feet in the air we was, but they just dropped us down. And I don't like roller coasters at all.
Right.
I feel like that's like playing with death.
So I guess the trip to Magic Mountain's out of the question.
Never. I feel like that's playing with death. And like when they dropped us and they opened this little door at the top, you could see everything. And I was like, oh man.
Reminds me of the teeter-totter up there at the top of the stratosphere. You see it kind of tipping over, and then it points down towards the street, and you're 1,000 feet up.
Right. Well, speaking of which, actually, I did the bungee jumping over at the circus some time ago, and it was very scary. I didn't sleep for 3 days after I did it, but that wasn't the most scary thing, even though that was 18 stories up, and I hit the pool. I shot back up, and I hit the pool again.
Oh.
I had to fall twice, and I was moving around like a fish out of water. It was hilarious. But the most scary thing happened to me was in Fostoria, Ohio, near Findlay, Ohio. I was waiting for the mailman. My grandmother said, go out and give this letter to the mailman. It was out in the country. And sure enough, a bolt of lightning come down, and it put an enormous burn mark onto the ground. I mean, literally a foot away from me. And I mean, I was just like the MMA fighter.
Wow.
It was unbelievable. I'll never forget that. I think I was 11 years old.
Now, maybe she did it on purpose so she could win.
But see, hold on a second.
I mean, isn't that a decent strategy?
My first thought was like, I feel so bad for her opponent because imagine you just roll because they were on the ground. Now imagine
and they're
if
rolling
you just
around.
roll around.
Oh, that's wrong, man. That's just wrong. Get out of here.
That is disgusting.
Larry, don't you think that's a bit of defense there on her behalf?
There's no rule against it.
You're lucky you're alive.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not talking about the lightning. We're talking about the poop in the ring in the octagon.
Oh, that yes. That's so funny.
Imagine. I mean, it's not in the rule book. So, I mean, you could literally go to the buffet and right before fight time, you can crap all over the ring. And you could scare your opponent away, or you could pin them just so they tap out.
Eat a lot of fruit,
prunes, and stuff
eat
like
a lot
that,
of prunes and things, and I mean, just all over the place.
I've almost had an experience like that. Like I ate before I went to the gym, and like my trainer was like, "Yo, you want to spar?" And like in the gym, and everybody's there, like, "Yo, you can't be like, nah, I don't want to spar." You like, yeah, throw me in there. So I'm like, and then it just got the rumbling. I was so happy it was only 3 rounds.
I can't imagine being in that octagon and somebody crapped on themselves. They crapped on the ring. What are we talking about here?
I don't know.
But you know what we're talking about is competitive advantage. Because in the circus, we'll talk about anything from roller golf to underwater badminton to messes and octagons. It doesn't matter. Even a hot dog eating contest.
Which
goes back to the mess in the octagon.
Yes.
That's just ridiculous.
I don't want to do it. Don't.
I wonder if Lenny has experienced somebody with a mess in Times Square like this at the hot dog vendor.
I'm sure he has.
Because remember, a guy was blowing his cigar smoke onto his hot dog, smoking his hot dog yesterday. Remember that?
Yeah, you want a smoked hot dog? Here you go.
Right, exactly. It's some guy with an old stogie just blowing smoke on his hot dog.
That's too much.
Well, hey, it's New York. That's what happens there. Toughen up. Get over yourself. Larry, when's the last time you had a bad food experience?
Well, let me put it this way. In Las Vegas, it's kind of hard to do that.
Smart man.
I honestly can't remember. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. Jim, what's your last bad food experience?
Let's see. Who's not an advertiser here with us here? I don't want to.
We're okay. We're okay.
Yeah, like a Jack in the Box. I don't
like
know.
Jack in the Box.
But I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with Jack in the Box. Okay, it just tastes different. That's all. That's
Well, the thing is, you
not that it's bad.
You got to have a couple of beers before you have them.
Maybe that's it.
There you go.
My buddy and I went through the drive-thru one time at Jack in the Box over in Orange County. I think it was in Newport Beach, and we had a few beers on us, and so we pulled the drive-thru. Hey, what do you want? I don't know. Let's get some tacos. I ordered 40 tacos. There's just 2 of us, and the lady goes, "Pull up to the window."
Yeah, because they're only $1, aren't they?
Well, we had 2 tacos for $1.
Yeah.
So we pull up to the window, and the lady goes, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yes, we're really hungry. And also we want a couple of those Hershey pies to go with it." So I said, "I'll tell you what, you don't believe we're going to eat them? We pulled right alongside her window, maybe 20 feet away, and we ate 40 tacos in about 25 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, 20 apiece. And we were still hungry.
You
we're still hungry.
hungry
We're
after
still
that.
hungry. Look, I'm the same guy that ate the 72-ounce steak at the Big Texan in Amarillo, Texas.
You should get into one of those Nathan's hot dog eating contests.
I don't like
there
no,
in
I don't
Long
like
Island.
Nathan's. I like Vienna. Vienna's the real hot dog from Chicago. Nathan, I don't like Nathan's hot dogs.
They dunk those in water so it slides down.
Well, they dunk the buns in the water.
Yeah, they're drunk. Yeah,
because you got to eat the buns too.
right. Which is
and
kind of overkill.
Billy was talking about that when he was on. Look at the look on this guy's face right now.
I don't eat hot dogs. I seen a video about them.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. There's rat hairs parts per million. Don't worry about it. You'll be okay.
Oh.
We're still here. They're in there, Larry. Come on.
You didn't have to say that,
I'm
though.
sorry whoever I just ruined
No, you
the
didn't.
hot dog experience for, but me.
Well, that's okay. So there's stuff in there that maybe it's not the most desirable, but they taste good, don't they?
They do taste good.
Larry, you still eat hot dogs, right?
I do. Eat them tonight, as a matter of fact.
There you go. Well, thanks for inviting over the sports circus. We appreciate it.
Tell them, before you go, tell them about the Big Texan. I think the people would really find that interesting.
The Big Texan is on Interstate 40 in Amarillo, Texas. And if you've never been there, it's basically as flat. You could put a golf ball across the Texas Panhandle. And the only thing there is this town called Amarillo. It's north of where Texas Tech is in Lubbock.
Lubbock.
And so you have this place where you've got 30 minutes to eat a 72-ounce steak and a baked potato and a dessert to go with it. And so you have to eat it all. It was like, I think it was back when I did it, it was like $60.
You got to eat the dessert,
Everything.
too?
And the potato's like a football. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I was 15 when I ate it. So, I mean, I was burning 4,000 calories a day. It didn't matter to me. But, yeah, I ate this enormous 72-ounce steak. Otherwise, my old man would have had to pay. He would have made me walk to California on the drive all the way the rest of the way. It was ridiculous. So, it's still there. It's still a traction. It's been there for, I think 50 years. What a great sponsor for the sports circus. We're going to have to get the Big Texan. I would love that. That'd be fantastic. So anyway, Larry, we'll get to you and your experience at the Big Texan in just a few minutes here on the Sports Circus. Be right back.
Do you have any questions about legal issues? Have you ever been stopped by a police officer and issued a ticket that you're scared to deal with? Have you ever been in trouble with the law and don't know what to do? Do you have a will or power of attorney question? Is your home being foreclosed upon and you don't know where to turn? Maybe you were given a contract that you don't understand. For freedom and a worry-free solution, call for Legal Shield today at 213-245-1305. It's that simple. You will have access to high-quality law firms that will fight for you for less than $1 a day. Peace of mind is just a call away. That's for Legal Shield. Call 213-245-1305 or visit us at nocourt.us. It's justice for all and not justice for some. Are you a small business owner or pursuing the dream of starting your own company? Do you know where to start or how to grow that existing business? The American Business Trust Company has the answers you need. The American Business Trust Company can help you with startup capital, business strategy, sales and marketing, and establishing your company with a physical location or on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea, the American Business Trust Company can help with the rest. For a free evaluation, you may visit them online at abtrustco.com. That's ABTRUSTCO.com or call them at 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company, 657-600-1876. Call them today. They can help your business right away.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or no Wi-Fi available, you can still listen to every minute of AM First Radio Network by calling 605-477-4700? No smartphone, app, or internet needed. Saves your data plan and no extra cost if you have unlimited minutes. Call 605-477-4700 to listen on demand. Anytime. Anywhere. KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station, where your business comes first.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. This is our final segment. Hey, folks, follow us on Twitter at the Sports Circus, and we also have a Facebook page too, so you can go there and check out the Sports Circus. Follow us there, and even our co-host Long Beach Lenny has a lot of Sports Circus information there, so you can go to Lenny Atkins, find him on the Sports Circus, and friend him, and he's a good guy. He's a good guy. So, Westbrook. Let's not talk about the other thing just yet, because I know where you want to go with that. I got the drop. Say, hey, good luck, Jim, with your bowling. Bowl 900, and that's in 3 games, not 10. So, all right. So we just had our producer go away, and now I'm in control of the board. So bad news for Kid Dynamite over here, because now every time you say something stupid, now I'm going to get you.
It's all right. It's cool with me.
All right. So let's talk about Westbrook for a second here, because he wins any MVP. I think he is deserving of an MVP. Although people would argue that Harden is more deserving. People would argue that James is more deserving, whatever the case.
Right.
What do you think, Kid Dynamite?
I 100% believe Russell Westbrook deserved that. He had, 42 triple-doubles this season?
Well, he was the only guy scoring on the team. But then again, we have assists, right? We have assists, and whether it's block shots or whatnot, and steals. Look, he's certainly deserving. He really did it all. And, Michael Jordan did a very nice thing. He sent him a nice little note saying, hey, look, man, I won an MVP before I won my first title, too.
Right.
So, good news for Michael Jordan, and good news for Westbrook. Larry, do you think he was... It's live, folks. Anything can happen. It sounded like a burp, but I don't know, Larry. Larry, do you think that that Westbrook was a deserving recipient of the MVP?
No, and I will tell you why.
Please do.
Because if you look at statistics, he had the ball, like you said. There were very few other scorers on that team, and he controlled the ball. That is an MVP. That's. Let me qualify that. He had a lot of triple doubles. He's a good player, and he won some ball games for him. But look where the team finished up. There were more deserving people that should have won the MVP than him.
Who should have gotten it?
And I don't think Harden was either. I'm going to tell you, and you're not going to like what I think, but I actually think that you're the guy you don't like the most should have got it.
Oh, yeah, I like Larry. Yeah, give him a round of applause.
Wait a minute.
A round of applause.
Wait a minute. Who
He's
are you
100% right.
Who are you talking about, mister?
Give him that.
Well, let's just say he plays for Cleveland.
I don't know!
Who are you talking about?
And I'm going to tell you why. Because he was they had some great players, but he was the glue that made that team win.
Right. I agree with Larry. Yep.
Of course you do.
He's a good
I
player.
only have one thing to say about that.
The who? The her.
I don't think so. Look, he's a heck of a player. He does a great job out there. I don't know if he was any more deserving than Harden. I really don't. Because look at the team that Harden had around him, and look at the team that James had around him.
But if you're going based off of wins, like who finished where, he's right. LeBron James. And if we're going to take it a step farther, if who finished where, then you got to give it to Kevin Durant, whoever won the...
Don't you give me none of your facts, huh?
All right, so that... Larry, do you agree with what he said about him?
I agree, but I honestly think it would have been between James and Kevin Durant rather than Harden and Westbrook.
Well, I don't know. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Defensive Player of the Year award... Does that really matter as far as Draymond Green is concerned? Does he really care?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think he cares either. Guess what? It's about a ring. Right?
Of course.
How many players are playing? All they want is the ring. That's it.
Right.
And so here come LeBrick saying, well, I don't want to go to the Clippers. Right? Well, guess what? What if Paul going to resign there? Blake Griffin's going to resign there. Redick they're going to lose because they can't afford him. They can't keep him. Right? And now you're going to have room for a guy like maybe Paul George, right? And Paul George could go there, and that's a logical fit, in my opinion, to go anywhere and really be productive right away. How do you feel about that, Larry?
I I think Paul George will be productive wherever he goes. But he's got his mindset. He's a Southern California guy. I think he's got his mindset on the Lakers, and so he's going to play wherever he plays this year, whether Indiana trades him or not. But I honestly believe that he'll be a Laker next year.
Well, there's been some talk of him even going to Minnesota.
And I think that James may be a Laker as well.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't see James going to L.A.
What's the point?
Even though, I mean, he could go to L.A., of course. And here's the problem. It would create an imbalance in the league. And if you put James in the Western Conference, you have no real draw to the Eastern Conference.
Not at all. Right.
No, so they're going to keep building in Cleveland, or he's going to go elsewhere in the East. I can't see him in the West.
Come back to Miami.
Larry, what do you think about that?
Well, I agree with you. I think that you don't in the East. Boston thinks that they're building something, and they may be, but the West is dominant. And I don't think that James himself, if he were to go to a Western team, it would create an imbalance. And if he were to go to a team like the Lakers with a Paul George and the trade that they made, and the draft picks that they're like getting Ball, I mean it quickly creates an imbalance.
Yeah, I just don't like the West being tilted with all the talent, or the name talent, put it that way, because I can't see any real draw to the East until those teams, that are tilted end up going and playing the teams of the East. Otherwise, the attendance will come down dramatically in the Eastern Conference.
Right, 100%.
So, I mean, who loses there? Everybody loses because the fans don't get to see who they want to see maybe but half the time now. Right? And so now the owners are making less money. They're selling less concession. They're selling less tickets. So who wins there? Only the player, the selfish player.
Right.
That's what I see happening if the NBA decides to allow James to go to the West. And I hate to say it that way, but that would almost create, in a crazy sort of way, like an antitrust violation. Does that make sense, Larry?
It does.
So I'm not really thinking that James is going to go west. I believe that you're going to see players migrate to the east, so there's a better balance. I'm not so sure that Anthony is not going to come to Cleveland, as much as I think it's a terrible move. And I also believe that Derrick Rose may go to Minnesota as well.
Oh man, that'd be a problem.
I think he may go there. And if he could stay healthy, he's a great guard.
Right.
He just, with all the knee problems, just because he plays a cut and slash kind of game. I had a talk with Gary Payton about this, and Gary said the way that Derrick plays, he's susceptible to knee injury because he's always, stop starting, right? And with the heavy cuts. And he's really tough on his knees.
He's so fast that it's hard for him to stop.
Right.
And everything does, like his whole body is still going forward.
Right, and it puts a bigger strain on the ligaments and the tendons. And that's why Derrick Rose can't stay healthy.
Right.
But imagine if that guy stayed healthy. Now he's going to be probably reunited, in my opinion. I think if he doesn't go and re-sign with the Knicks, which he says he wants to, only because he wants the money, but to really play and have a chance to win, I think he may be reunited with Tom Thibodeau and with Jimmy Butler over in Minnesota.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad.
No, it wouldn't be bad at all, because then
playoffs.
Right, then Minnesota's going to add another piece of the puzzle and get themselves a little bigger up front, and now watch and see what happens. Now Minnesota becomes somewhat of a contender.
Right. But
and they want to trade Rubio.
Yeah. Ricky's out there, and that's how they're going to, keep their salary balanced.
I think the Jazz was interested in him. I think I seen that today.
Yeah, but I also heard that Minnesota was interested in Gordon Hayward too.
Oh man, I want Gordon Hayward to go to Miami. That's my favorite team.
Well, my concern meter's on 0 about your favorite team, but thanks for the tip on that.
There you go.
Right, and I'm sure all the fans in all these different places, they really care about that too. I'm just giving you crap, man.
He'll fit better than.
Hey, listen, just a special shout for our listeners over on WLVL over in the greater Buffalo area, Buffalo, Toronto. We want to congratulate Dave Andrechuk on being inducted into the NHL Hall of Fame. And he's an 11-year guy with the Buffalo Sabres, and Dave was he's an ambassador to the game. He's still involved with the teams. He's doing the right thing for everybody. I think he played 16 years in the NHL. He scored almost 700 goals, almost 700 points. but just a great leader on the ice, even when he went to the hated Maple Leafs across the lake, which I know everybody in Buffalo really liked that one. That's kind of like saying, well, let's take a player from the Lakers and move him over to the Clippers. It's the same idea, right? Or going from the Knicks to the Nets, that sort of thing. So congratulations to Dave Anderchuk and Teemu Solani from the Anaheim Ducks. Congratulations for Big Teemu. And Teemu's a great guy. I'm not so sure his line mate, Paul Kariya, is really worthy. I think he's worthy of the very good Hall of Fame. Not really with the Hall of Fame greats that are out there, just in my opinion. The very good Hall of Fame, yeah. For all those hockey fans out there, anybody who follows hockey in Southern California or beyond, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Kariya was a good one, but he wasn't a great one. He wasn't like the great one, which it pains me to say his name. But for our friends in Edmonton, of course, we certainly want to give them props on that one. And I don't know, guys. When you think about this whole Hall of Fame idea in our last minute of the show, we think about who's worthy and pick your favorite sport, who's unworthy. And in my opinion today, and I know producer Jim is going to boo the crap out of me, Pete Rose does not belong in the Baseball Hall of Fame because he gambled and he cheated, and that's the end of that. And at the end of the day, Pete Rose could have tainted the games that he played or managed. And therefore, and I know it's hard to hear, folks, all-time hits leader, but the guy gambled. He broke the rule.
But do we take their personal life with their play?
It was during the play. It was while he was managing. You can't do that.
Oh, okay.
Larry, in 10 seconds, who doesn't belong in any Hall of Fame? Hurry up.
Well, I'm in disagreement. I'm in agreement with Kid Dynamite because I think you have to look at the. If you
5
do
seconds.
that, you're gonna wipe out the character of a bunch of people.
Okay. Well, that being said, Larry,
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
I'm Tom Busby, CNBC. Home prices keep moving higher, but the pace of that growth may finally be slowing down. The Case-Shiller Home Price Index found that in April, the cost of homes in the nation's biggest cities rose 5.7%, a little slower than the price increases in February and March, which were the highest in 3 years. On Wall Street today, a delay in voting to approve the Senate Republican bill to overhaul Obamacare sent stocks falling sharply on worries of a setback to President Trump's